Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. For today's video I am doing another romance recommendations, and this one is on erotica / BDSM. I will link the last erotica video that I did down below, as well as the playlist for all of my recommendation videos will be down below. So I have 6 books to recommend, so let's just get started. Sadly, I don't own any of these books in physical copy. It's really annoying, but yeah, so there's just going to be pictures up here. The first one is the Up in the Air series by R.K. Lilly, and the first book is In Flight. This follows a woman named Bianca who is a flight attendant, and she serves this billionaire named James, and he is very interested in her and she kind of wants nothing to do with him, and obviously things become more, and I really like this series. There are, I think, like 1 or 2 spin-off series as well, which I haven't read. I did actually reread this this month, which you'll see in my wrap-up. Yeah, I really enjoyed this series, and if you haven't read it yet, you definitely should. I think the characters are really great and the romance is just as great, and I feel like the story flows very well, and I really like R.K. Lilly's writing and just the way that she does her storytelling. I think it's great, and I totally recommend this one. I feel like a lot of these are very like OGs to the like erotica / BDSM genre. These ones are ones that I feel like I've read years ago and maybe you haven't read, but I feel like everyone has. I'm still recommending them anyways because I feel like a lot of you are still kind of new to romance, so I'm still recommending them anyways. This next one is Release Me by Jay Kenner, and this is book 1 in the Stark Saga, which I think has a couple spin-offs and stuff as well, which I have not got around to reading. I actually want to reread this series first and then continue on eventually. So I believe this takes place dealing with art, but I can't really remember. I really wish I would have reread this before recommending it, but I think the main character is into art and art dealing, pretty sure. She meets Damien, who is obviously a billionaire, and he, I think, decides to buy pieces from her or something like that, and obviously there's this undying connection between the two, and they obviously explore their relationship and things develop. It's kind of hard to explain erotica novels because it's usually like the guy has a secret and then she finds out, and then it's like they still get together anyways. I remember not really loving this as much as I had loved 50 Shades. I feel like it was quite similar. It's also kind of similar to the Crossfire series by Sylvia Day. It has like similar vibes. This is obviously better written than 50 Shades, but I still think it's really great, especially if you want something along the same lines. I don't know if this one is as erotic as I remember, to be honest, but on Goodreads it is shelved as like erotica and BDSM. So I read it like 4 years ago. I don't really remember a lot about it, so I just remember thinking it was decent enough for me to continue the series. I did read the 3 books, and I do want to reread it and continue on at some point, so yes, but I do recommend it if you are looking for something along the lines of the Crossfire series and 50 Shades of Grey. The next one is Affixed on You by Laurelyn Page. This is book 1 in the Fixed trilogy, and or actually it's a series. And this is actually one of my favorite series. I really love it. There was the 4th book that just came out this year, which I read and loved. And I think this is more just erotica. I don't remember it having any BDSM elements to it. I think it was just strictly like erotica. Elena, am I saying her name right? It's spelled really weird, so I never really know how to say her name. She works at a nightclub, and she meets the new owner of the nightclub named Hudson, and he is very mysterious and dark, and she knows that she needs to stay away from him because of things that happened in her past that could set her off, and he is dead set on getting his way and being with her, and things unravel about his past, about her past, and I feel like this is honestly one of the best developed erotica books that I have read. It definitely stays true to like this mystery element where like you don't really know what's happening with both characters. Like they have like this mysterious past that you're trying to figure out, and then they are also trying to figure each other out, and there are lots of obstacles in the way. I'm not explaining this book very well, but trust me, it is great, and I love this series so much. I think if you've read Laurelin's other books and you haven't read this one, definitely should, because it's really, really great. Next one is Free Me by Laurelin Page, and this is book 1 in the Found Duet. Yeah, it's a duology. And this is kind of a spin-off of the Fixed series. There's actually like a couple spin-offs from the Fixed series, but this is one of them, and I feel like this one was pretty erotica. I don't think there was BDSM in this one either. Can't remember. But this one you can read as a standalone. You don't need to read the Fixed trilogy to read this one. However, I do recommend it because then things just make more sense and they click, you know, you get that. But this is about a woman who works at the same nightclub that Elena works at, and she meets a rich playboy named JC who is, I don't think he is in association with Hudson. I can't remember if there's like a tie there or something. I can't remember. They all know each other, I think, in some ways. I think they're all part of like the same inner circle. This main character is dealing with family issues and stuff from her past, and he's just kind of trying to help her deal with her issues. I don't know, I just really enjoyed this duet and I totally recommend it. The next one is Late Call by Emma Hart, and this is part of the Call duology. And this is about a girl who is a call girl, and she has to do this fake relationship with a guy that she knew 7 years ago, and they had fallen in love and things happened, and now he's her client basically, and they kind of fall in love again, and it's kind of cute. I really did enjoy this one, and it's definitely one that I do want to reread at some point. The next one is called Falling In by Lydia Michaels, and this is book 1 in the Surrender trilogy, and this follows a woman who is basically homeless, and she becomes a maid at this hotel, and she meets the owner of the hotel who basically makes her his primary maid to clean his house. He just wants to pursue her and basically kind of win her over, and there are secrets on her end to explain why she is in the situation that she's in. I didn't love this one as much as the other ones that I've recommended in this video, but I did enjoy it, and it was definitely something refreshing. It didn't really feel like anything I've read before, so I do remember liking the writing and the storytelling. I think my only problem was like I didn't really like the main characters that much, but I still binged the entire trilogy because I couldn't help myself. I wanted to know what happened. I feel like a lot of erotica books tend to be the same, where it's like a billionaire and, you know, he has like this preposition for our heroine, and you know, it's kind of the story. But this one I felt like was really different in that way. Like it just, I don't know, it just felt a lot different than the other ones, so I am recommending this one as well. So those are all of my recommendations for this erotica / BDSM video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you've read any of these books and what you thought of them, or if you have other recommendations for me to check out. Leave them down below as well. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to give this video a like, subscribe, follow me on all my other social media, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!